Hello and assalamu alaikum to everyone watching this video. I'm Khadija Malik and I am your course instructor for Developmental Psychology 1. This video is briefly about me and the course content. So about me and my teaching philosophy, as an instructor, I believe critical thinking is the key to academic learning. And being a class instructor, I focus on developing critical thinking skills in my students. And to achieve this goal, I engage my students greatly through class activities like class discussions, reflective writings, and research assignments. These activities help them to move from basic to more complex mode of thinking. And along with this, I also believe um, in an interactive classroom, and I try to maintain this interaction through my class teaching, where I encourage my students to be participative through making comments and give their and by giving their feedback, to creating discussion forums on Moodle, and through getting in touch with them on WhatsApp groups too. This course is about the study of human development from conception to adolescent years, and we will be focusing primarily on three dimensions of development: physical development, cognitive development, emotional and social development. So this course will be discussing the due process of development through different stages of life, and through these different dimensions that I have just named. We'll be looking at each stage of life, and we'll see how individuals grow in their physical, in their bodily, physiologically, and how they move through different stages of cognitive development, and then how emotions and social development is seen by the researchers and explained by the scholars. So keeping in mind the course, the course title and the course description, the learning objectives for the course includes that towards the end of the course, I believe the student should be able to explain biological, cognitive, social, emotional development at various stages from conception to adolescence. And they should also be able to identify and discuss the special issues during each developmental stage. For example, when we talk about social emotional development, we also talk about how children learn about themselves in terms of this, how they grow into their becoming more self-aware, how their self-esteem develops, what contributes towards this developing self-esteem, what are predictors of healthy personality development, and all of that. So with each stage in discussion, we'll be looking at the different issues that each stage encounters, and as students, along with their ideas and along with the discussion topics, should be able to identify and be able to explain it more logically and more rationally about the pros and cons of each developmental issue. Explain the impact, also to explain the impact of genetics and environment on behavior, with special focus on childhood and adolescent. As we all know that in psychology, we often, there's a debate over the issue of whether human behavior and our human behavior is composed of nature or nurture. This is the same issue of development will be discussed. The same issue or the same debate will be carried forward in this course too. And we'll, with each, this issue of development, we'll be looking at what are the key factors, or which factor plays the more predominant role in the course of the individual's development, whether it's their biology or it's the environment. Also, by learning these concepts, students should be able to apply what they learn to their real life situations. So this is an aim, or what you can say the goal of psychology too, to be able to provide solution to everyday life problem, problems, and which is why when we are talking about these issues of development, we are also focusing towards their solutions. We'll be identifying the problem and also we'll be looking at the solutions to those problems. And with those solutions, we should also be able to look at those specific issues in our everyday life and then applying that knowledge learned in class. And for that, we'll be, we'll be trying to achieve this goal through the different activities that we have designed in the course. Next to that is to compare and contrast the strength and weakness of different approaches to understand the development during childhood and adolescence. And lastly, to be able to critically evaluate products, services, policies for children and adolescents, as well as media reports on relevant issues. So this also will be a very key learning objective that we'll be focusing throughout the course, and through the different activities you'll be looking, this objective would be reflecting through those activities too. So this is a general, this table that you can see on the slide gives you a general idea of how the course would be assessed, or so to say, how we will be covering through these different activities the course content. So participation is always very important for any academic course. Whenever we are in class, when we are having any sort of discussions, or when there is a topic, we have to start, or there is a topic to end in the class. Your participation participation is very vital, very important. Participation is obviously an important area for student evaluation. With that, we'll be also learning a lot more about the concepts in class through reflective writings, which means that students will be given out different weekly, or at times maybe class to class reflection notes to be written on the topics that are covered in the class. This kind of activity helps the student to review, revise, and reflect on the course content, specifically on the topic discussed in class. Sometimes these reflection notes could be asked to be written before the class. Obviously, the topic on which the reflection has to be written would be shared a day before with the students. Next to that is short quizzes. Short quizzes are again a very this section, or this kind of activity, allows the student to revise and reflect upon learned material and to assess their learning objectively. Short quizzes will be taken throughout the course. Final project, there would be two forms of writing assignments in the course. One would be assigned in the mid of the semester. This writing assignment would be kind of mini research project, where a student would be provided topic regarding development. Obviously, an issue of development, maybe let's say, for example, how child abuse affects a child's health, cognitive health, physical health, and social emotional health. So an issue like that will be given out and will be asked, and students will be asked to review and research on the topic, providing peer-reviewed journal articles along with their writing, and they will be assessed obviously on their critical skills, writing skills, and their research skills along with the whole topic. And along with that, there will be one final project, which will also be kind of a writing assignment based on the same guideline as I mentioned for the midterm. And discussion forums are a way of having a quick feedback over a topic that we may have covered in a class. And discussion forums are very healthy medium of making, or you having a prompt interaction, especially when we are having online classes. So this helps students and teacher connect with the topic and provide immediate feedback to the students. So thank you. That's all about the course. And I hope students who register to this course will have a great time learning about developmental psychology. Thank you.